you found that you're so hyped about? So, wait, here we go. Oh, you want to make it where you can just watch it without this with other people talking? Yeah, we rocking. You back? I can't see you. It still says connecting for me. I can hear you too, but I guess it'll connect. But what I was saying is, you know, I can't in my heart let anybody mess with my children, disrespect my business, and I just sit there and just let that shit happen. I just can't do it. And the things that were bothering me they're in so many different layers. Like, number one, I'm bothered about the disrespect that they, given me with my family. They knew what I went through with Rocky. There's no disrespect there. They capture it and pay them. And I just feel that shit is disrespect. You still there? I think I lost him. Well, anyway, I was telling them I'm going to get him back, though, but I feel it's disrespectful. And I just got to do something about it for me. But also when I did business with them, as far as a production company, they treated me so disrespectfully and racist. I just... I'm trying to get the therapist back before I start, going off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, now see. So what I'm saying is I'm using my platform for therapy. It makes me feel better when I'm, I say bringing awareness to people that are hurting others as well as me. I feel like they making my family uncomfortable. They don't want to get in front of a camera. I will. I love the fact that constantly, if I'm beefing, I ain't beefing within the culture. Like, a lot of people from my culture do some fucked up shit, but because they from my culture, I let it slide. That's when I turn the blind eye. But everyone's scared to fight them. We always so quick to fight each other. But if you notice, everyone I'm fighting are the people everyone will not fight. The bridges I burn are the bridges that people are so scared to burn, because if they burn that bridge, they can't be given nothing. I don't want nobody giving me nothing, especially the people that are laughing at me and laughing at my culture. I want them punished, not even for what they doing to me, but for what they doing to everyone that doesn't have the heart to fight back. I fight for us. You know what I mean? And it'd be funny the people that be knocking me be us, and I'm fighting for them.
Well, that's because it's proven that when you have people with a slave mentality for long enough, and you got them under this structure, which is basically slavery, financially and every way and everywhere else possible, are learning the ways of the master. They start applying it to themselves in their own culture. They start applying the master's rules to themselves. So they're scared to go against the master. You know what I'm saying? Because they're programmed to think that the master is supplying them with all the things that they need. Even if it's subconscious, they don't even know that they're thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the issue that you're going up against when you are fighting for the people. It's like you're fighting for the people, but then we end up fighting our own people too.
But
because they
but what I'm saying is, right, they program us, and it's obvious, to be comfortable fighting each other, and for us to only knock each other for fighting when we're fighting them. So if I'm fighting somebody from my culture, nobody's saying nothing. That's why I don't do it. But when I'm fighting somebody like a Harvey Weinstein or a Lyor Cohen, it's a bunch of people from my culture. He's always fighting because y'all always getting beat up.
I mean, it's like
if I see my culture getting beat up, I'm gonna jump in. Period.
I mean, it's like somebody just said in the comments right here. They said Willie Lynch mentality. That's exactly what I'm talking about, and that's exactly what you're talking about.
Shit, I don't understand it, man.
It's not meant for you to understand because you're not subscribing to the master logic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, there wasn't Instagram and the internet back then, where you can actually be given the truth and be made aware of the truth. Once you're made aware of the truth, you become responsible. Karmically, you get hurt worse if you turn the blind eye. If you know somebody's doing wrong and you just sit back and let it happen, how could you be mad about it keep happening? And how could you be mad at a person that's trying to make it so it doesn't happen to you anymore? But fuck all of that. bottom line is, I'm gonna make sure all their faces are seen. I call out all their names, and my fundamental problem is our stories, our black stories, have to be told, and sold by white production companies, and the networks will not tell a black story unless a white company is controlling the budget and getting the credit for telling it, and that shit got to stop. And they got,
I mean,
and also they control the edit. So when they edit our black stories, they only want to show the dysfunction, and they do that intentionally, and they want to make us look smaller than we are. And I'm not
yeah,
having it.
right. That's the same control that I'm talking about in every aspect of what we're doing. Whether it's fighting the networks, whether it's fighting ourselves mentally and taking control of our own minds. You know, this is the control I'm talking about. We got to take back the control, period, in all aspects. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, here's the thing. They're weak right now. They can't make production. They can't make content, and I can. I'm an independent television network that tells the truth, and my production is still going. So they're weak, and I'm going. That's a block I want to take. So this is what you're going to see that I'm going to do. I'm going at their neck. I want WeTV. I want their slot. I think they're weak, and this is the time that I'm strong. And I don't want a little fight. I want a big one. So I'm not picking any a production company or an actress. I want a network. I'm gonna expose a network. I want that smoke. I wish I was in the, and I wish I was in the studio now with the band so I can make some theme music for it. But y'all gonna see me fight. And what you're gonna notice is I fight alone. I don't need a crew. I'm gonna fight this one on my own. For everybody, I'm a solo fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think I could take them alone. I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna televise it, and it won't be no loss. Cause as long as I try, that's the W. If I can inspire people to say, have some pride, don't disrespect us, we not doing this, then I win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
Consciousness is
mean,
the W.
yeah,
Consciousness is the W. Giving us some self-awareness of who we really are, our self-worth. That's the W. And if I'm not gonna be scared right now. I'm gonna be mad. You know, I'm gonna use this energy. You know, you remember when that thing happened with Rocky? I was like, I'm gonna punish some people now. I'm gonna use
yeah,
that and any bad energy. If I'm uncomfortable, it's a good time to make the people that are making me uncomfortable as well. You know?
right. Yeah. No,
So this is a
absolutely.
good time for me to put it on them. Let's see if they can fight. Like they're not used to fighting in a war. My whole life is a war. You feel me? But a
Yeah.
good war for love, for a
Yeah.
purpose. But I'm
And what
used
you
to
got to
moving
do,
like this. You know what I
what
mean?
what you got to do to prepare yourself for this war is exactly what you've been doing. All right, because a lot of times our passion that we have in these things can be the same things that they use to take us down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to stay rational and you have to not let your anger and your passion drive you to do irrational shit. You know what I'm saying? It has to be
Absolutely.
very strategic. You know,
That's
that's
the
why I
reason
think,
why I talk to a therapist.
yeah, and
Because
I
you
and
know what
that's
my rationale is? To give,
yeah,
if you've noticed, the way I'm gonna fight them is to give as much content as possible, like putting out Healing is Gangster, like putting out the comedy, like putting out the
yeah,
live shows, like putting out the scripted. And also, I'm going to bring awareness. I'm going to put their visuals. I want them to be and feel the uncomfort that they're making me feel. They don't like being in front of a camera. So I'm going to put the people that are trying to control the puppet masters behind the scenes, I'm going to put them in front of the scenes. That's what I'm going to do as well. So I'm going to use whatever anger I have to bring awareness to my television network.
right.
So if every time I get mad and say something, somebody subscribes, then that's my way. If I take every time I take a viewer from them and bring it to me, I won. So this is the
Yeah.
fight I'm fighting. That's the way I'm gonna do it. I ain't got nothing illegal, nothing violent, and nothing to hurt my children. Just straight.
All right.
It ain't gonna never be. It's gonna be. You're never gonna talk to us like that again. And if you're gonna rob us, you're gonna
Sorry
rob us
about
different.
that.
You know?
Sorry about that. I plug up my phone.
Yeah, I'm on the plug too.
Yeah,
But
so
that's the way I'm gonna do it.
yeah, nah, and again, just you're gonna get the smoke. I just like I've told you, and I tell the homies, and I remind myself. All right. I always tell the homies, like, you know, the streets is full of drama, but if you really want drama and you really want the smoke, come into this war we fighting right now to help people. This is the most dangerous thing cracking right now. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. Like, because there's time for you and you have to be mentally prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? So we have to limit the things that we do that defeat ourselves. You get what I'm saying? You know, like you just said, we have to survive before we can even get to those things.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like this whole situation with this pandemic really put things into perspective for me. You know what I'm saying? Something that's microscopic got the whole world shaking, bro.
But the thing is, the way I see it is, things do need to change. The way things
Absolutely.
were existing before did not behoove us culturally. So if there's an opportunity to make a difference, we need to come into this with a full head of smoke and understand that now we do have to survive, number one. But while we're surviving, and part of survival is having a plan for the future. And the plan for the future right now is figuring out, and this is what I've been preaching since you met me, how to get money from the pool, how to get residual income, how to touch people without having to be in front of them. If you've noticed, I've been social distancing since the second you met me. I've always had my events under 100. The least amount of people, the better. Correct?
Absolutely.
That was always what I said. So basically, social distancing makes sense. I would rather people be 6 feet away from me because then they can't get too close to hurt me. You know, I don't have to
Yeah.
catch what they got. And it might be time for that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to come out of this by using this energy to bring awareness to my television network for the positive things that we do, for the way we can empower each other. Like, your truth as a therapist can now be seen unedited with no politics, made by you, and you own equity in it. And it's going to be seen next week. Now,
Absolutely.
We Channel would never let you do that. They would have made you go through a production company. You wouldn't have owned nothing. And they would have played you and they would have edited it to where you look dysfunctional so that you
Exactly.
don't look smart.
And that's
So
why
this is
we
the this is how I fight, by giving us freedom. So my future is putting them out of business and putting us in business. And it might take a little war. So while they're weak, that's the best time to attack. And they're weak. And I'm strong.
Yep.
So I'm getting on their head right now. I want the
Absolutely.
smoke. So I
Yeah.
want Tara Long. I want from E1 and Mark Hedrick from E1. And see, I call names out and put up pictures. And Lauren from WeTV, legally, I'm going to let everyone know how racist y'all are. And while I'm telling people that, I'm going to be building my television network. I'm going to be showing you what y'all should be doing instead of just complaining about it. I'm going to bring some action with it while y'all weak and I'm strong in a safe way. I'm going to teach people how to survive in this environment and get ahead in the future. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, providing a good lesson of, you know, I remember a couple of years ago in Egypt, they started a whole war like on Twitter and social media. So the control is there for us to take. You know what I mean? Back during the days of the civil rights and all that, they didn't have all this social media stuff. We do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, somebody could say one word on social media and it gets everywhere in 2 seconds. So, you know, this is why, again, the only thing that's stopping us
It's us.
is us not getting our own minds together.
It's us not
You know what
sticking
I'm saying?
together.
You know,
It's us looking the other way.
but
Letting
before,
somebody else disrespect us because somebody giving us a bag. That's
but
why.
again, but again, before we could even unify, we got to get ourselves right individually.
You're right.
You know, and that's why we call the show "Healing is Gangster" because, I mean, that's one of the most gangster things you can do is confront yourself. People can't even confront themselves, let alone, you know, a big machine. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a lot of work that we have to do, and it's going to be difficult. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's
Well,
important that,
they don't have to
you know,
confront the big machine, but they don't have to accept the deals that the big machine keep trying to give them. That's what
true
I'm saying.
that, true that,
They don't have
you
to
know.
accept that shit. You know, like
But
Like growing up, hip hop is supposed to be about legends, children, and families, not the dysfunction of legends, children, and families. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
From the eyeballs of people that aren't from our culture. Of course, they want to make us, look less of what we are. We good families, man. But
yeah,
also, they shouldn't be getting the credit for telling our stories. We should get the credit and the financial benefit of telling our own stories.
right. And again, there's nothing from stopping us from doing that. You know what I'm saying? And again, it goes beyond even television networks, just even with our own health. Like I said, it's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I'm glad that we're getting started.
Well,
You know what
think
I'm
about
saying?
it. On the network, this is why I have therapy. This is why I have cooking shows. This is why everything that I'm going to put out isn't to distract us. It's to make us focus. On Dame Dash Studios, we don't distract with bubblegum shit. We make you focus on self-improvement, self-awareness, how to
Oh, we froze. There you go. Yeah,
difference in my pro. That's how I'm going to fight, by educating. But, some people might mistake my educating as negative because it's aggressive. Yo, sometimes you have to be disruptive to make change. This is called positive disruptive, not negative.
yeah, no, definitely. But again, it's just a fine line of like I said, being able to emotionally regulate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when we let our passion blind us, even when we're communicating, it can come off a different way than how we want it to. And this is why knowing our emotions and knowing, what the damage that we need to fix within ourselves is so important, because it makes it to where we can even communicate better. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's going to be some people that are from our culture. It's going to be people that's from our culture. It's going to be people that's from our blocks, from our own neighborhoods, that's going to hate on us because they don't like you. And it is what it
Nah,
is.
it's because they don't like
No,
themselves. You don't hate on another man unless you don't like yourself. I don't hate on people.
absolutely.
I have no
Absolutely.
reason. I
And it's
love myself too much to even be worried about another man's faults. I don't even care
abs-
about another man's faults. To hate him.
absolutely,
Only
you
time I
know,
hate a nigga is if he did something bad to my family. That's the only way I'm gonna hate a nigga. But I ain't gonna hate a nigga for being himself.
unfortunately, the people that are
They
doing
need
those
the
things,
therapy.
yeah, and they part of this community as well. They part of the people that we trying to help. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And the funny shit is they don't affect me at all, and I still care about them. I'm out here. They over there. You know what I mean? I care
Yeah,
about the people I don't see. I care about the people I don't feel. But I still feel their pain because as a culture, I'll never forget us. I'm in the 1%, but I still care about the 99. And that's just what it is. I can't ditch it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's who
But
you
you're
are.
right.
You got to accept.
But you're
You
right.
got to accept what. You got
I'll
to
have
accept
my
what.
temperament in the right way when I communicate because I don't want anyone to misinterpret this or waste time with my tone because some
Yeah,
people just be scared.
yeah,
But I will give action way before. See, words are important, but I feel like action means way more. So I'm gonna make action. I got a lot of footage of what they did, and I have a lot of content, and I'm gonna showcase all of it to prove my point. See, to me, court is not in session right now. It's out of session. It's out of business. So I'd rather deal with the people's court. You know what I mean? I'm fucking with the people. I'll deal with this in the people's court right now, because we got a court case, and then I'll deal with it in court when this shit pick back up. But therapeutically, it
yeah,
makes me feel so much better.
yeah. I mean, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like therapeutically, like
I
how
feel
are
so
you
much
handling
better.
all this? How,
I feel good. You know what's crazy? Because I'm in love, and that's what's really like. I'm like, damn. I've been in the house with her literally for 4 weeks, and it don't feel like 4 days. I'm loving this shit. Like not feeling like I have something to do or a rush to go somewhere. Like being able to take a nap and cuddle in the middle of the day. That shit is beautiful. Rocky's getting crazy with the fucking recipes. She's taking this time to sophisticate her cooking skills. Nicolette's taking the time to fucking make sure the business is correct and also make music. It's been nothing but productive being able to just be with the people that I care about and focus on me, self-care, and the people I love. I mean, I'm having a great time right now, and I feel bad about everyone that's not and whoever's affected by it. But this is making me realize how much I really love my life.
Those kids weren't looking at.
Like, I really love my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're doing what you're supposed to with this quarantine time. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm like, yo, like, I prepared myself to have a house that I'm happy to be in, where I don't have to go outside for 4 months and I don't even notice it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I
Right.
prepared my inner world is better than the world outside with the public. My private world is better than my public. And that's important. You know what I'm saying?
What are you about to do?
Yeah, man. You know, and that's the things you cannot forget about, you know, while you're, you know, taking on this fight or this war that you want. You know, it's the same thing I got to remember. You know what I mean?
And also, my staff is still working. I'm still paying people. We're still productive. Like, this has not affected my workflow at all. At all.
Good, good. Have you had a chance? Have you had a chance to talk to the family as far as like Bug or anybody?
I've been reaching out. I've been trying to get people to get at him. You know. I talk to my little girl every day, who's with my daughter Ava. But you know, I guess it's I don't know what's going on there, but I'll deal with it later. That's family.
Right.
Maybe you should holler at Boogie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could do that. I'm trying. The reason why I ask is because I know that, you know, along with the, you know, racial, some of the stuff that we've been talking about as far as, you know, some of the racial shit. I know your family's directly involved with that situation. I was just wondering,
Well,
you
that's
know.
why I got to go all out, because it's about my family. So if anybody could ever punk me on anything, it would be about my children, and that's the shit that I'm not playing. You're not gonna punk me with my kids.
Right.
So if that's why I'm swinging.
Yeah. My bad. I got to keep turning my shit sideways because my battery keep dying. But yeah, man. I mean, you know, just make sure you're taking out the time, you know, to do those important things. You know what I'm saying? Like
What I've
you
been
know,
doing
it
is
seems like you've been doing.
I've been calling the OGs in my family to call Boogie. Like, yo, the people that, you know, he respects in my family. I'm like, yo, holla at Bugs, bro. Please.
Yeah,
Please.
man.
And then my nephew, he just lost his girl, or a girl that was real important to him. And I know how painful that is. My cousin Dash. I love him so much. And to see him in that kind of pain hurts me. It really does. That hurt, to watch him hurt, because I know what it feels like to lose a girl that you love. And to see him go through what I go through, I just know that I went through it, so he knows he could get through it because I got through it. So now I'm starting to understand why I feel certain pain, so that I can be a source of comfort for people when they have certain pain. And
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. I've accepted that role.
Well, it's very important though. Like I said, the best thing, and I've said this many times, the best thing that you could do for somebody you're trying to help is help yourself. You got to make sure that you're taking the time out to deal with whatever that pain is. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to get the pain and hold it and then try to be an example for other people. But at the same time, you yourself got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, it will come out in other things that you do.
Well, that's the reason why I just spoke to you about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I'm saying this for the other people that's watching too.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what I'm saying?
that's why I was bringing it. The reason why I think it's important, everything that I just spoke about, I need to talk to with a consigliere, right? Now, what I
Yeah.
got from this conversation was hold your head, Dane. Don't be too emotional. And if if you feel some pain before you start trying to help other people, make sure you help yourself. And that's an important lesson to learn. It's important to hear that in a state of emotion. And it's important to know that you need to listen to somebody objectively that doesn't have a dog in the fight. And that's the reason why I thought it was important to showcase Healing is Gangster, because I know what it does for me, and I know how much it could do for other people. You know what I'm
Oh, and
saying?
and the thing is that like me personally, I do have a dog in the fight because I'm in this fight too, and we need as many generals, we need as many people that can, you know, use their minds. You know what I'm saying? To progress in this war, we need as many of each other as possible. So I feel like it's my duty as somebody who's on that same path, you know, to do the things that I have to do for others, to keep them regulated, and then they do the same for me. Even though I'm a therapist, you know what I'm saying? I learned a lot talking to you and talking to some of my other folks. You get what I'm saying? It's our job to keep each other in line, because it's not many of us who got our minds right and are looking past tomorrow. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
So, you know,
a smart man like yourself and myself, like whenever I give advice, I'm always listening to my own advice to use it for myself. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? So whenever I
yeah,
can see a fault in somebody, it's only relatable to me because I know it's a fault that I must have in common with them at some point in time. So
absolutely.
a lot of time when I'm giving the advice, I know I'm giving it to myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I know you must look at it the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when we get in the smoke and we going up against these things, the very things that are our strengths, our passion, our drive, our pain is our source of strength. All the trauma is our source of strength. But that's the same shit that they use to have us looking like fools, have us sounding stupid on platforms. You know what I'm saying? Giving bad information to other people that's following us. This is the things that they use to fuck us up, or our strength. So if we're not even conscious enough to slow everything down and recognize that our own strengths are being used against us, it's this is the fight that we fight every day.
Yeah,
It's
but
that.
see, this is what's aggravating me about the studios and the television networks, because they take advantage of the PTS of our emotional moments, and they capture it, and we don't even get the benefit from it. And they also
Right.
push it, like they make it happen. They just take full advantage of everything they know about us, our weaknesses and our patterns. And that's what just got to be. That's why I want to bring awareness to that, so at least we know how to equip ourselves to defend ourselves from these people that are like, we're unconscious to the way they fight us. And I want to give consciousness to the way they get at us, the emotional way they get at us, the way they pull our triggers, you know,
Mhm.
because they
And
do it on purpose.
yeah, and being able to recognize when they're pulling our triggers, going through that practice will help us with each other. The reason why it's so easy for us to kill another black person or another person of color is because of that same anger, that same passion, same drive. That's the same shit that we're using to go kill each other. You get what I'm saying? So the more we practice on recognizing when they pulling our triggers is the same practice that we can use in recognizing when we triggered in the streets. Slow everything down and be like, oh, wait a minute. Let me look at all my options right. I could do this, and it'll be I'll be in jail, or vice versa, whatever it is. Or I could just say, you know what, fuck that. It is what it is, and continue on with my grind. You get what I'm saying? You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta pick your battles. Basically, that's what I've learned in this life in the streets, and my life as a psychologist, as a therapist, is you know pick the battles that are worth fighting. They got us fighting battles for bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Dudes will die out here over something they said in a rap song or in an interview or some shit. You feel me? And you know this is the whole mentality that has to change, and it's not gonna be overnight. I'm not fighting for myself, dang. I'm fighting for the future. I'm fighting for the kids, because at the end of the day, I know that at the end of the day, I'm probably not going to be here to see the end of the tunnel, and that's fine with me. But we got to start somewhere. You get what I'm saying? We have to start somewhere, and I think a big problem with us is that we tend to look at it from a selfish standpoint, where we sit there and say, "Well, I'm not going to see the change. It's not going to change in my lifetime." If we keep thinking about that, then they're going to keep having these chains on us, whether it's legally, whether it's in the entertainment business, television networks, police, government, whatever. They're going to have these chains on us. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So we got to start fighting for the future, bro. It ain't just about us. You
And
feel me?
what I want people to understand about me is, and you're around me, the majority of the day, I'm not dealing with these issues that bother me. I'm dealing with the things that make me happy. But
Yeah.
when it's time to deal with things, it's time to deal with things. You have to architect the time to deal with things. And, in this moment, this is the time. Therapy is about dealing with the dark so you could get to the light, you
Right.
know? And a lot of people let the dark fester and they don't deal with it, and then they overreact about other shit. And I just make sure that, I let everything out. I talk things through so that none of that shit festers inside of me, so that I, give somebody a little too much negative shit for some shit they don't deserve, you know? So I appreciate it. And the Healing is Gangster series, it will be starting to be released next week.
Yep.
And again, I like people to notice that while everyone's giving you regurgitated content, I'm giving you brand new content, constant content. I'm not just complaining about a network. I created my own. That was the way I felt about the music business, which was inspired me to create Rockefeller. So the same way I took the music business, I'm taking the television business. This is what inspired me. This same racism inspired me to create Rockware. The same exact way I took the fashion business, I'm taking the TV business. So if you look at my pattern, I'll get into an industry, I'll give it a fair shot, and when I find that I don't like the way me or my culture is treated, I do it on my own, and I give other people a platform, and I create more millionaires and billionaires from my culture. And that's what I do. And that's why I'm always fighting. But the fight is a fight I choose, a fight I enjoy, and a fight that I win often, constantly. And I might lose some battles, but I'ma always win the war. I learn from the elbows. They never losses, they learning experiences. But I don't expect people to think like me. But I am going to distribute the information. So it's not like I didn't do my job. It's everyone else's job to listen and learn from my experience, not from my talk. I want people to learn from my walk, And I don't only showcase the good shit. I showcase the challenging shit as well, and fighting through it and winning. I showcase the dark until it becomes light, And you're a big part of that because you keep me level-headed just in our conversations, and I appreciate that, bro.
Nah, all day. I mean, one of the last thing I want to say is, me personally, one of the things that I always learn from you is, a lot of people, especially like on social media, we talk about a lot of things, we make memes about them, and we complain about a lot of things. But one thing I've learned from you, just the whole time watching you, even before I knew you, was action. You know what I'm saying? Action. And a lot of times we could sit here and, like I said, make memes about it. We could talk about whatever. But at the end of the day, what we doing about it?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where and that's what I'm trying to master within myself. I mastered it in one aspect of my life, as towards the wrong thing. So now I'm trying to master that as far as for the people, for myself, for family, for our family. You get what I'm saying? And just master that action, but strategic action, but action nonetheless. You get what I'm saying? And that's really what I got from you, man. And I think if there's anything that people should follow, is that example, because that's one thing that we lacking in right now is the action towards the right shit. So salute to that, bro. 100%.
All right. So when is it gonna come out? When we putting this up?
Monday we're gonna start. You're gonna start seeing the advertisement in the commercial.
All right.
Yeah, and then it's coming. We got a lot of content. I invite everybody to watch. It's all types of people that's gonna be on Healing is Gangster. Some that some that you don't know. That's the one thing that I wanted to focus with Healing is Gangster. It's not just the celebrities, not just getting the industry folks, but I got people that's really from the streets. The people that you don't hear about, the people that don't get to talk about the things that they're going through, and get it heard. You get what I'm saying? So it's going to be real interesting. You know what I'm saying? So I invite everybody to tune in for the first season of Healing is Gangster. And, we all in this together. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it.
All right. So everybody, appreciate y'all listening to my therapy. I do it publicly so everyone can learn from it and know it's all right. And, y'all get to see exactly who I be talking to, what I be saying, unfiltered. And that's what the network is about. Information, deprogramming,
Yeah.
So check that out. And like you said, it's about that action. So everybody, if you can learn something from whatever we just did, any of my problems, if you can learn from them, then it's not a loss. It's a W. Just apply it, you know, and just let honor lead your actions. That's how I see it. Don't bend the knee for a bag. All money ain't good money. You feel me? Stick to your principles. It means more. It's
Exactly.
priceless.
Exactly.
It's priceless.
Exactly.
All right, bro. And all right to everybody. I see y'all tomorrow.
All
Big
right, man.
shout out
I'll
to
let you tomorrow,
everybody.
bro.
Later.
On it.